Hello everyone, how are you doing? What's up? What's up? What's up? How has been your week? I know it's been months of videos and tutorials, basically mostly discussing about music and breaking down, song breakdown. My channel is now full of the word song breakdown everywhere. Maybe someone was telling you need to think of another word, but that's the word I have for now, you see? If you have another word, please send it to me and I can always improve, okay? Okay, so what has brought me today is to discuss to a very short lesson. But before I do that, please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't and send my work to more people. And remember, about months ago, we made 1K subscription on the channel. And I know it's because of your great work and effort to support me wherever you are. Thank you so much. Okay, so the topic today, pick your base, and we discuss. It's really a discussion which I'm going to show you. It's also an experience that I've been facing and I'm working hard on it. Now, what's the topic today? Our topic is how to mute the bass strings. How to mute the bass strings. I'm telling you that is something as a bass player or whoever is a bass player, one of the first things you need to work on is how to mute a bass. So of recent, I actually saw it as a big problem to discuss, and I think it can help us. And so pick your bass and we get into the move. Now, the first question would be, is it necessary to mute the bass when playing? Yes. And then the other answer, it is not necessary. So there are two answers. Now, number one, why it's necessary is that when you're playing, for example, I play this open E, you can hear. So if I'm playing here, you can hear that overtone. And even the people I have in the room here, you guys can hear the overtone. When I just play, even when you can't hear, I'm just like, you can hear that overtone. So that overtone, you'll face it roughly if you go in the studio session. Producers who are mindful about the sound will not accept it. Now, sometime back I went for recording and I was playing some very nice tune. So the producer had some little string ringing overtones. Then he came and almost wanted to tap here. Then I asked him, what's the problem? He said, I'm hearing some overtone. I told him, cancel the recording. Let's repeat everything. So let's see, what are we supposed to do to control this overtone thing? Number one, most people always bump into, I want to play 6 strings, I want to play 5 strings, I want to play, there's even 8 strings, by the way. I think by 2050 we shall be having 20 strings. I hopefully think, or around 10 strings. Now, every number, the more number of strings you have on the bass, the more problems you have. Now someone is like, okay, I don't need to play 5 strings, I need to play 2 strings. Even 2 strings will ring. The issue is you need to know the technique. Now, what do you have to do? There are apparently, classically or basically, foundationally, there are 2 techniques you need to know here. So most especially, whether you're playing 4 string or 5 string or 6 strings, there are 2 techniques. At least you should be one of them. But there might be 3. But the ones that I'm really sure that can mute. So number 1 is what we call the thumb floating technique. You mute the strings using the thumb. This thumb here, you put it here, vertically straight to the string, and you mute. And you could have seen very many basses doing that. So for example, if I'm playing, let's take a G major scale. G is here in the 3rd fret. So when I start here like this, I play it slowly. So when I go now, the thumb keeps going down. intentionally have to do it anywhere you go. So when you look at this thumb, if I play, I'm going to play it the other way around, and people in the house as well are going to testify to you. So if I play it the other way around without thinking about the muting thing, you can all hear. So normally when we are in live sessions and we are playing with the band, and Luon is on the drums, and then he plays his things, no one has time to listen to overtones. Who has that time? And no one will even hear it. But in the real recording, if we push back that work to check, the producer, like Olal, will tell, the bass is overringing. I need to treat it. You always hear the producer say, I need to treat your bass. There's too much buzzing plus overtones. Imagine that kind of problem. So it's a serious heart attack on the bass. And then you find that how to control, this is really hard, playing this thing. So you start, even if I start from the D, this lower D, for example, if I'm using 5 strings or 6 strings, it goes like this. People can tell me here they are not hearing the overtone, because every string I go to, then when I start going down, it keeps going down. So you see now, it's there. You can hear that there's no overtones. So this thumb, floating thumb technique, you need to practice it daily, wherever you are. So I've had many bassists discussing that if you play using the floating thumb technique, that your dexterity goes down. By dexterity, I mean your speed of playing, because you're used to this. You see, this is what we call hanking. All my teachers who taught me bass, they didn't really teach me this, and all of them were hanking people. There are people who hang their fingers here and then they play nicely, and still you don't hear the overtone. So maybe they mute using this hand. So you may not be that way, and then you need to learn a technique. So this is called a floating thumb technique. Wherever you are. Especially if you're playing like 6 strings, the floating thumb technique will work much more better, because so many strings, you need to control them. And about dexterity, don't mind. You'll have to re-practice your speed and you get there. Okay? Okay, so technique number 2 is now what we call what Jaco Pastorius, I think, and another bassist is John Patitucci. John Patitucci, one of my favorite bassists is John Patitucci. So he also uses the same. If you people have watched him playing his Yamaha customized bass, you always see Patitucci having this kind of technique, and he normally does his finger like this, and then so it's like this finger, the thumb is holding this number 5, the index is holding number 4, if it is a 5 string, for example. Okay, the pinky is holding the string number E, the ring finger is holding the string number A, the A string. So this is how it is. So you see this technique, and now down here, he's not worried of if I pluck. So when I pluck, this rests on this string, and so that means that this string cannot ring. So like, so So I'm not really good with this technique, and I heard that Jaco Pastorius had the same technique. I'm not sure, I beg for correction, but for the research I made, that Jaco Pastorius had the same thing. Very many bassists don't really use this technique. I have seen it. Very few bassists, but you can see it's really cool. You really have everything, and no string is supposed to ring. But now the issue is here. You use what technique you can learn. John Patusi is now the current bassist who I can really rely on to see this technique easily. He does a lot of this. This is Jaco Pastorius' technique, I think, where he puts these fingers like that, and then you mute. And then if it is 5 strings, if 6 strings, you go down, you again move. You know, you move like that's how the thing moves. Something like that. It keeps moving, and you have seen where John Patusi is doing that. So there are so many things with that. So this technique also works. You can mute the bass. Now I have seen people who use anchoring the fingers here. All my teachers, they anchor their fingers on this string. I also seen a prominent gospel bassist, Shari. Do you know his name? Shari. I've forgotten his name. It's Shari something. You can let me know in the comment section if you really know who I'm talking of. That guy who played that bassist that went viral on the internet. I've forgotten even the name. There's a gospel song. So he anchors his thumb here, but there's a way he also mutes from this side. Naturally, this side we mute, but not always. You need to use this side. So me, for the past now 3 years, I'm working on this. So that speed you need to practice. I've seen also the Joyous Celebration bassist. I keep forgetting his name. He uses the same technique, the thumb throat, and he's very fast. He's very fast, I'm telling you. So being fast doesn't matter which technique. Learn the technique, master it, do it the best way. And so when you do this and you go for recording sessions, and your bass will always be clean, and that's what people always want. So I hope this lesson has helped you. Try to practice up, and when you do the thumb throat, the thumb float technique. Some of my teacher told me that English is not my motherland, but it has to be something I can say out. So you practice from G. You can use a metronome, whatever, but I always say play very slow, like 50 BPM, like. Then go to another. Next. This may still be very fast because it's your beginning. See if you learn. So the more you can play very slow is the faster you can play. Don't just say. The more you can play very slow, we are sure you can play very fast. So that's all for today. I hope this lesson has helped you. Let me know your mind in the comment section as usual. And stay blessed. Have a wonderful week. See you again in next week. And stay tuned. Don't go away. Bye-bye. God bless you.